2018 Street Glide. Yeah, this is just the Street Glide, it's not the Special. I think the Special looks better. Blacked out, extended saddlebags. This one's got the denim black. It's a cool looking bike. I just like the Specials better, that's all. Personal preference. Well, that's twice I've gone to change to second and all I've done is knock her into neutral. Issues with this bike, when we tried to start it, it was asking us for a ping. It wasn't receiving the what do they call it, a fob? The remote. It wasn't receiving a signal from it. So they had to enter a ping to get the ignition to activate. Anyway, all sorted and we're away. Very comfortable seating position for a man of my size anyway. Why does my helmet keep fogging up? It's driving me crazy. Oh yeah, not bad. Quickly up to 100. Now, a couple of weeks ago I took a Road Glide Special for a spin, so it'll be interesting to compare the two. The Road Glide I rode was like a white metallic gloss paint job. Oh, it was a Special that looked great. It was a great looking bike. It looked better than this. It's only because I'm not a real fan of the denim black, but I love the back wing fairing. I think the back wing fairing looks better. In terms of riding position, the Road Glide handlebars are a little bit higher. About, I don't know, to me it seemed like they were an inch or two higher, which left me a little bit more upright, a little bit more comfy, I'm going to have to say. Nonetheless, this is a comfortable riding position. I was getting a little bit of buffering on the top of my head when I was riding the 2018 Road Glide. Now this one here, I don't seem to be getting as much buffeting on the top of my helmet at that same 80 km/h speed, even though for some reason this bike feels like, I feel like I'm more out in the open than the Road Glide, but the buffeting on this doesn't seem to be as prominent. It's one of those bikes you could sit on the highway all day. Good vision through the side mirrors. My arms aren't in the way of my vision at all. Let's see if I can hear this radio.
Right across the weekend, the start of every hour, we are live, baby, live. And what an amazing couple of songs.
We do have a huge show ahead. We're going to speak to Australian cricket.
Old Chisel, crowded house.
Come on, give us some music so we can see whether we can hear it or not.
The man. The King Living Summer Sale and Sunday.
27 today, right now in the city at 20. Jimmy, first with Kiss, traffic and weather together.
Now how loud have I got this boom box?
Harvey Weinstein gets the boot from BAFTA.
I've got it over halfway.
Disgraced Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein has officially been given the boot from Britain's prestigious club, the film elite. BAFTA suspended his membership in October after the first sexual harassment claims against him surfaced.
85 kilometres an hour, I can hear it.
An 18-year-old motorcyclist is still on his L plates, has been clocked at more than 100 k's over the limit in Springvale. His bike was part of a group travelling along Springvale Road just after midnight. He was allegedly caught doing 181.
So 4 notches, I can't hear it. Still can't hear it. 6 notches, still can't hear it. I mean the audio my audio might be picking it up, but I can tell you I can't hear it. Can just start to hear her now, and I'm right on halfway now.
Flash. Final tipping, the Melbourne Renegades by
Yeah,
just
so I've got to
one
have it on
run
half
last
to,
night.
to be able to hear it.
Carlton 8-point winners over Collingwood in last night's AFLW season opener.
Integrate with industry. Certificate for landscape.
In comparison to the road glide, the speaker positioning on this batwing fairing of the street glide, I think you can hear the radio a little bit better than the road glide. The road glide, the speakers appeared to be a little bit more forward, sort of tilted back a little bit, and I really struggled to hear the road glide radio, even though I've got no doubt they're probably exactly the same speakers. I think it's just the positioning of these speakers on the batwing. I'm finding it easier to hear the radio at the same speed, at that 80 km/h speed. It's like all Harleys. It's very talky, very talky. It's a bit like the road glide. Clutching gauges are all the way at the end. I did the same again. I knocked it into neutral when I'm supposed to be knocking it into second. I didn't have that problem on the road glide. What do you like better, the white background with the black writing, or white writing with the darker background? Bit of a boring track they've taken us on. It's pretty much just freeway the whole way. At least the other mob took us through some forested area. Alright, we couldn't get up to 100 k's an hour, but you know, we could at least take it around a few bends and so forth. This is just, I mean, it's alright for this type of bike. Probably what it was built for. Could I see myself riding this as a daily rider? Well, if I'm doing this type of riding, most definitely. Around the city? No doubt you could use this around the city, ride this around the city. But would it get to you after a while? Would it start to annoy you? Would it start to feel a little bit big and heavy? I think it would. As a daily commuter, you know, riding to work and back every day. But, you know, this type of riding on the freeway, not a problem at all for this particular motorcycle. Not a problem for the Street Glide, the 2018 Street Glide. Really good looking bike this, even though this one's filthy. Now if I had to choose, if I had a Street Glide Special and a Road Glide Special, the same colour, the same engine, side by side, and someone said to me, I'm going to give you one of these bikes, choose which one you want. Having ridden both of them, which one would I choose? I think I'd choose the Street Glide Special. Not that there's anything wrong with the Road Glide Special. It's a great looking bike. I think the Street Glide Special and the Street Glide, same thing, just that I think the Street Glide Special looks better. I think the Street Glide Special, me personally, is a better looking bike with the batwing fairing. As I said earlier, the speakers, I can hear the radio better than on the Road Glide. And I think there's perhaps just a little bit less buffeting, which surprises me. As I said earlier, I feel like I'm more out in the elements with this batwing fairing. But surprisingly, I don't feel as though I've got as much wind buffeting, and it's a similar type of day as a couple of weeks ago. You know, very little wind around. It's a similar type of day. Having said that, either one of the two bikes, I think you'd be happy with either one of them. But you know, if I was lucky enough and someone gave me the choice, I think I'd take the Street Glide. It's a bit like the Road King I rode. 2018 Road King. I was very surprised at how light that bike felt, and this one is very similar. It doesn't feel, I don't feel like I'm riding a big heavy tourer, whereas the Road Glide, I did feel although it was quite a well-balanced bike, I did feel like I was riding a big bike when I rode the road glide, and I don't know what the difference is in weight. It's probably marginal, but as I said, I did feel like I was riding a big bike when I rode the road glide in comparison to this street glide. This bike has the stock pipes as well, so it's very timid in terms of sound. Something you'd have to get, I think. Not a full noisy exhaust system, but just I think a set of slip-ons just gives it just a little bit better note, you know. Nothing overbearing, just a nice set of slip-on. What would I get? A set of slip-on Reinhardts. I like the sound of the Reinhardt slip-ons on these Tourers. That'd be my choice. Black Reinhardts. 86 kilometres till empty. Well, this bike ain't going to last all day. And into second, yeah! Easily into neutral. Street 750. Yeah, not a bad looking bike. Must take one of those for a spin one day. Street 750. I like the instrument cluster on street glides. You know, it's right, without sounding, without trying to make it sound like they're an issue, they're right in your face, you know, like, it's really well set out. That's another thing, I think the instrument cluster on the Street Glide Special is a lot better set out than the Road Glide.